Welcome back, scholars. Let's answer some questions together. Ooh, I'm already seeing that for number 1, it says part A. And this is part of a part AB question. I already know right away that my answer to part A, I need to highlight it and make sure for part B, I am asking myself, does this prove my inference in number 1, my answer? Does this prove my inference in number 1? Let's go ahead and check out our question. Number 1, part A. What feeling did Mark have when he realized that Cleo was found? Right away, I need to, as a good reader, highlight any important evidence in my question. So it's asking me what feeling Mark had when he realized that Cleo was found. First of all, what part of my STORY planner can I use to find how Mark is feeling? Were some of you saying character perspective? Give me a high five. Yes, this is Mark's character perspective, how he thinks or feels about the situation. And we know that we wrote that in our, drumroll please, T box. I just need to remind myself when that was when he found Cleo. I know that in the beginning, I'm only looking at Mark's perspective. In the beginning, he felt upset when the dog was lost, and he feels happy when Cleo is found in the middle. So right away, I see that I've written in my planner already that he feels happy. Let's check out our answer choices and think which of these describes Mark feeling happy when he found Cleo. A, embarrassed. Right. There's no evidence of that in this text, and embarrassed is not a synonym for happy. B, worried. Right. Worried is not a synonym for happy. Now, scholars, don't get tricked. If you maybe forgot to go back to your STORY planner, it might be a little bit tricky, and you might have thought, oh, yeah, he was worried in the beginning of this story when Cleo was lost, but that is not what the question is asking. It's asking what feeling Mark had when he realized Cleo was found. And we know that he felt happy. Worried is how he felt in the beginning, not in this part of the story, in the middle. C, joy. Right. Joy is totally a synonym for happy. But let's go ahead and double check letter D. Hope. Interesting. So hope could also be a synonym for happy, but remember, we're picking the most accurate feeling. Let's go back in my text to double check. So he felt happy when Cleo was found. Now, let me check my text to see if there's text evidence that supports that. Right. Here it said, Cleo, it's so good to see you. He threw his arms around his dog's neck. I know from my schema that when you are super happy and you give someone a big hug, you're not necessarily hopeful, like you're hoping something would happen. Something good has already happened. So hope is not as relevant in this scenario. The correct answer is C, joy. Show me a yes if you knew that all along. Good. Now remember, friends, this was a part AB question. Make sure that I select the correct answer. So I know that for part B, when it says which excerpt from the passage best supports your answer in part A, I know I am looking for any evidence that shows me, does this show that Mark was feeling joy? Does this show that Mark was feeling joy? Does this support my inference that Mark was feeling joy? Does this support my inference that Mark was feeling joy? So I'm going to highlight that word joy. If you need to, circle it in your POCODES scrap paper. Great. ELA Master, you have about 1 minute to answer Part B. Which of these sentences best supports the idea that Mark was feeling joy? Get ready and go. About 10 more seconds, scholars. Let's see what we've got. Part B. Which excerpt from the passage best supports your answer in Part A? Again, I'm asking, does this answer choice show that Mark was feeling joy? Good. A. I can't find my dog, Jerry, he said. She was in the backyard and now she's gone. Right. Scholars, this answer choice is not relevant. This piece of evidence does not show joy. B. That's a great idea, Jerry, Mark smiled hopefully. I will go ask everyone I know if they've seen Cleo. I see that Mark is smiling, hopefully, but does that show in this part of the passage that he is feeling joy when she was found? No, this was before she was found, when Cleo was still lost. So this is also not relevant. C, what do we think? I'm seeing a lot of interesting answers there. Let's double check letter D. Jerry and I were playing tag in the backyard. It might have been my fault. I will be more careful next time. Right. This piece of evidence does not show joy. So our correct answer is letter C. This is also the piece of evidence, friends, that I highlighted in the text when I realized that he was feeling happy when Cleo was found. It's so important to make sure that we're making these annotations, and I know we can't do them on the computer, but maybe in our brains, so that we can use those annotations to help us answer these tricky questions. If you got letter or number 1, part B, without Miss Yabut's help, go ahead and kiss your brain. Nice job, friends. Let's see number 2. Another part A question. Can you remind me, what do I do whenever I have part A questions? Or part A, part B questions? Yes, I need to make sure that I am thinking, okay, my answer to part A is my inference. Then in part B, I need to ask myself, does this prove my inference? Does this prove my inference? First, don't forget to select your correct answer in number 1. And let's move on to part A. What word best describes how Mark feels after his father tells him how Cleo escaped? ELA Masters, I think that you can take this from here in thinking about what part of SQRY we're going to be looking at and where I can find my evidence. You have about 1 minute again. Get ready and go. About 15 more seconds, scholars. Let's see what we've got. Looking at this question, can you tell me what box did you look at in your SQRY planner? Oh my goodness, you already knew to look at the T box? Give me a high five. Right. Again, this question is asking about Mark's character perspective, how he thinks or feels about another character, or in this case, this situation. His father telling him how Cleo escaped. Let's go back to my T box. He feels upset when the dog is lost. He feels happy when Cleo is found. Oh, but then it says he feels sorry that he might have left the gate open. So we need to be thinking about how Mark's dad told him that the gate was left open. Which of these answer choices shows that Mark was feeling sorry? Right, letter D. If you got letter D, give me A, pound it. Let's quickly go through what our PO codes should have been for A, B, and C. Was Mark necessarily afraid when his dad told him what happened? Not really. He did look down, which we might do if we're afraid, but we know that right after he said, "It might have been my fault. I'll be more careful next time." So this is no evidence. Angry, also no evidence. Happy? Right, this is the opposite. Scholars don't get tricked. Just like that last question, we do know that at one point in the story, Mark was happy when Cleo was found, and we even wrote that in our planner. But that's not what the question is asking. That's why it's so important to highlight our important information in the question. It's asking how he felt after his father told him how Cleo escaped, and we know Mark felt sorry that he'd made that accident. Let's go ahead and add that to our form. Mark felt sorry. Great job, scholars. Some of you may not know this, but Miss Yabut loves dogs. And when I was your age, I used to have a dog too. And in fact, my dog, which is a pug, did one day go out of my backyard. And we searched all over and were so upset. It turns out that she was next door too. By the way, pug is our secret word. So make sure that you write, including all of the spelling, the word pug. Scholars, I want to know, do you have a pet? And has this ever happened to you? Make sure that you tell your teachers about it in the private comments and at live lunch today or tomorrow at 11:40. Great job, friends. Double check that you have all of the correct answers in our questions. If you did not catch that secret word, make sure that you pause your video and go back to find it. And I'll see you on the next page.